If you're a content creator making videos, uploading them onto YouTube and trying to grow an audience around that content, you may have heard your own voice during your edit and thought,
"Oh my God, is that what I sound like? Nobody's gonna watch my videos if they hear that."
Let me start by saying you are not alone. That's a really common issue with almost every content creator I know. Let me give you a few tips to become more comfortable with your own voice and be more effective when you're trying to communicate with your target audience. I'm gonna start out with the most important tip I can give you, and that's to tell you that you are not the best judge when it comes to your own voice, and here's why. You've been hearing your own voice inside of your head since you were born. The reason that's important is because before we ever record ourselves, we already think we know what we sound like. The difference is the way our voices sound to us when resonating within our bodies and in our head, as compared to how they sound to other people when they hear us speak, is completely different. When the time comes that a microphone is actually capturing our voice and we're hearing it back in an edit, it sounds really different than what we're used to, and our gut reaction is to think something's wrong. That sends us into a panic thinking we need to fix something that actually may not need fixing. I can tell you that 90% of the time, your voice is fine. It doesn't need fixing. What might need practice is that confidence that you hear inside of your head when you're talking with other people actually comes across through the camera when you're making YouTube videos. One thing that can really help that process out is listening to your own recorded voice frequently. That way you become accustomed to how you actually sound to other people when you're speaking to them. Another problem is that your entire life when you've spoken to people, you know how you're feeling on the inside. The camera ends up being a really harsh window into how well we actually communicate our feelings. One thing you can do to improve that is look directly into the camera. Speak to the camera in the same way you would to a friend if you were sitting in a room with them. Does that mean you always have to stare straight into the camera? No, that would be weird. I can tell you when I talk to people, I look at them most of the time, but while I'm waving my hands around and gesticulating like I always do, I tend to look away and I might look to the side when I'm saying something. Feel free to bring your own natural mannerisms into the way you speak to the camera. Let's try this exercise. Grab a pen or paper or something to write on. Write down 3 sentences of anything that happened to you in the past week. Can be anything. Just make sure that they're full sentences that make sense. Now I want you to grab your cell phone and I want you to film yourself reading exactly what you wrote into your cell phone. Okay, now I want you to watch it back. Listen as if you're listening to someone else that you've never met before. Does it feel natural to you? Does it feel compelling? More importantly, is that the kind of person that you would listen to if they had a video on YouTube? Don't freak out if the answer is no. Authenticity is one of the single most underrated skills as a YouTuber, and learning to sound and feel authentic when you speak into a camera is a skill that each one of us needs to work on so we can get better and better at it. So let's work on that right now. Now, I don't know what the 3 sentences you wrote down are, but let me read the 3 that I wrote down. I had to take my car to the car wash yesterday. The outside was covered in bird poop and it was pretty gross to look at. The inside wasn't much better because we have 2 cats and there was a lot of cat hair everywhere. I just read those 3 lines to you, but I didn't take you on much of a journey when trying to convey what was actually going on with my day. I didn't talk to you like a friend. I didn't even say things the way I would normally say them in real life. I just read all the words, making sure that each of the words was read properly, but I didn't pay a lot of attention to how I said those words. Instead of just reading those words, try to get them in your head and then say them out loud a few times before you actually film. I'll often read scripts out loud before I film just to see if they sound like something I would say naturally. I'll change words around to make sure it sounds like me. Let me try mine again. I had to take my car to the car wash yesterday. The outside of the car was covered in bird poop and it was pretty gross to look at. The inside of the car wasn't much better because we have 2 cats and there was cat hair everywhere. See where we're going here? This isn't a book report or an essay. You shouldn't be trying to sound like some other YouTuber that you may have heard before. What you're trying to capture is the very best version of you. Spoiler alert, everything I've been saying in this video so far was all written down in front of me, word for word, including what I'm saying right now. Did it sound natural? The trick is I'm not focused on this camera or on YouTube. I'm focused on talking to you. I'm gonna put a video on screen now and link one down below with more tips about how to make better video content so that you can grow your YouTube channel faster. I think this one will be helpful too. Watch it and let me know. Peace.